What is up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8, Papa Zoo November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by. Your one stop for everything Adventure Radio. It is Hump Day. Time for the Hump Day Happy Hour. Going to have a great stream tonight. At least I think we will. And we're going to tell you that new music tonight was from Mr. Kilo 3, My Toy Ostrich, our newest Patreon. If you want to be the newest Patreon and change Wednesday night's music, because Sunday we got our own thing going, but if you want to change Wednesday night's music, go ahead and join Patreon tonight and get a lot of more benefits as well. Also, shout out to the YouTube members. They are the ones in chat in green, or some of them have a little wrench beside their name and are in blue. These guys are awesome as well. And then the ever-changing board that didn't even change this week. Looky there, everybody's in the same place, but still yet, you guys are awesome. Dan, what is going on?
What's happening, as Mo would say? We're on episode 183. 183 of Hump Day Happy Hour. Liz and fam, first in the chat. Whiskey 8. Echo Romeo. Good to see you. And Kaylee has challenged me to something different.
She's challenged you to something different. What does she challenge you to?
A nutty buddy, like a nutty buddy building contest.
A nutty buddy building contest. Well, You know what? I have a picture on my phone that I meant to send to them, but we'll share it on the chat here. I'll get it squared away right here in a second. But you know what? Speaking of Kaylee, I actually challenged her to something, and I've been sending it in CW in the midst of activations, and she figured it out today, and she said no. She turned down my challenge. I should have been smart like her and turned down hers, but she turned down mine. So now I got to think of something else to challenge her with.
We live, we learn. That's for true. Toby, Alpha Delta 2 Charlie Delta. Good to have you in here as always. Whiskey 1, Whiskey Charlie, probably running 13 radio single op right now. Good to see you. Kent Kilo 9 Alpha Echo Kilo Echo 4 Eastern Standard Time. Happy birthday. It's going to be your birthday for at least another 2 weeks because we're going to keep on saying it. Kilo Oscar 4 Golf Bravo. What's happening? Scrolling on down. Andy Cowley, good to see you in here, brother. Kent Kilo 9 Alpha Echo. Josh Keeler 4 Lemur Indier is in the house. Mike 88 KB. Hello, Kilo 4. Oh, ta-ta. Howdy. Kilo 8 Golf Quebec says happy birthday, Clarice. Georgia Parks and Propagation. That's our buddy Ron Chris. Alpha Echo 4 X-Ray Oscar. Dad's in the house. Kilo Delta 9 Uniform Victor Kilo. Scott into TKT. Good evening. Truffle Butter, Victor Echo 3 X-Ray November Sierra Stroke Tango Bravo is here. Chris K2PTC. Hello. Brent, November 4 Bravo Delta Whiskey. Greetings and salutations from West Virginia. Todd Kilo Juliet 4 Juliet Hotel. Hello. I just thought of that call sign in CW and it wrapped my brain. Kilo Juliet 7 Juliet Hotel. Good to see you. K0 OTC Ham Radio over the coax. Hello. And Kilo 4 Alpha is also in there by proxy of Eastern Standard Time. Happy Hump Day, everybody. Episode 183. Let's go.
That's right. And happy birthday to Kilo Echo 4 extra spicy tacos. But I'll tell you what, I made a mistake when I did my video Thursday. That's what happens when you do videos at like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. But I got a lot of names on the PZN challenge, and I did happen to leave his off the board. But we got an updated board right now. Right there on the top, Kilo Echo 4 extra spicy tacos. And that is 17 total. That was at the end of January. I'm not telling you whether these people are still in it or not. You're just going to have to figure that one out when the February update comes up. Another thing we were just talking about, Kaylee challenged you, but I've been wanting to tell them that I think you cheated them, Dan. You gave them like 25 boxes of Nutty Buddies, but I bet you they didn't get none of these.
Ooh. Those look amazing. A matter of fact.
I seen that and I was like, whoa.
Yes.
But that was
Yes.
crazy, crazy, crazy.
I skipped one. Brian Lewis. Alf won us. I'm gonna call you that from now on. You're Alf won us. Alpha Foxtrot 1 uniform. Sierra. How you doing, buddy?
And you mentioned CW. I can't remember who you mentioned it about, but you know what? I'm going to go on my rant now.
Okay.
I ain't
Hold
done
on.
a
Wait.
rant in a while.
So,
So, what is with all the DX stations that do not understand what QRS means? Because them guys will not slow down for absolutely nothing. I mean, there's people that come in my piles and trying to break my piles, and they'll hit me at like 30 words a minute, and I get those just fine. But these guys are coming and they're just scorching, and I'll even put like Foxtrot 5 QRS, and then they still come in there like 40 words a minute, and then eventually they just don't get in my log. And it's not just them; it's the Italians. A lot of the DX stations are they not taught the QR signals over there, or what's the deal, man?
well, they know how to do two things: send real fast and holler DX on the radio.
DX, 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 DX.
That's right. Whiskey Zero, Charlie Golf Charlie. Welcome.
But I'll tell you what, man. There was a lot of people today, but I think Toby was the overall winner. I think Toby got me. I'm pretty sure on every single band today hopping, and most of them on CW as well.
Even 10?
So, yeah.
10 must hop perfect because normally when I activate here, I can count on Toby on every band except for 10 meters. Just a little bit.
I know. Toby was crucifying me on 10 meters today.
That is awesome.
And yesterday. Matter of fact, every day I did 10 meters, I think I've got Toby.
You hit the nail on the head, buddy. DX, 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 Echo Alpha Guam.
Oh. But yeah, there was a lot of people that got a lot of contacts. I went out to Dade Battlefield this morning, and I think I haven't put in the log yet, but I think I needed like a little over 300 to finish up my kilo there, and I got like 280 something. So I'll roll with that. I can still hit it another time before I leave. But yeah,
the rain must have held off.
The rain held off fine at the battlefield. It was starting to get really dark, so I started heading back, and I was like, well, if I can squeeze in a twofer, just a really quick twofer, just in and out. And I got 20 done. So I said, okay, 40 won't be that good. We'll do 40. And it really wasn't that good. It was all kinds of static in it. But I was glad to go when I did, because I no sooner than got the Eagle One put in the back of the car, and I had to run to the front seat because it was downpouring.
It's been nasty here all day, raining. It was cold this morning and everything else. Hey, Kenny, welcome. Kilo Charlie 5, Mike Juliet Echo.
Kenny got me on a whole lot of bands today as well.
Yeah, it's been just nasty weather here today. I mean, no lightning, no need to unplug anything. It's just been rainy and dreary.
Yeah, it's
speaking of my toy ostrich. Speaking of my toy ostrich, there he is. Good to see you, Christopher.
Chris, what antenna have you been using lately when you've been parking me? Because you've been a whole lot lighter than I'm used to you.
A rubber paper clip, didn't we? We said that last Sunday, right?
Yeah. But I thought maybe that time was a fluke, but he did another park to park with me yesterday, I think it was, and he was really light. And considering I'm in Florida and they're 40-meter park to parks, I expect him to be pretty loud.
I don't care how light he is, to be honest with you. He's on 40 meters in Florida, and I'm damn proud. There you go.
Yeah. I got my normal Florida pile up on 40 meters this afternoon.
Speaking of Florida pileups, this is Hump Day, so we are kind of more serious towards radio. Dry Tortugas is on the air. I've got them CW and sideband so far. So watch the spot page and look for November 4 Tango is the call sign that we're going to be using down there. November 4 Tango in the Dry
Yes,
Tortugas if you need them.
and I'm very, very, very sad to say that I'm not there, even though I'm supposed to be there right now. Just I had the rib checked out, and uh, it was suggested that camping and that much moving around without medical attention close may not be the best thing for me right now. So
Yeah.
$2 for the 40-meter Florida guy. As Chris said, making 40 meters great again in Florida.
All right, your answer was the first one was a compromised antenna, so the rubber paper clip, and then he had a bum tuner cable.
Okay, I'm gonna let you slide because I've been messing up a lot of gear down here myself, man. I'm starting to think Florida's a little cursed. Matter of fact, I had to order a new. Well, I ordered a new microphone, but I ordered a cheap microphone. I didn't order it for the microphone. I just ordered it for the cable. So I had to order me one of those today. It's on the way. I mean, I have an extra one here, but it's on another radio. So I want to make sure that radio has its replacement picked right back up on there. So
Speaking of microphones, you should when you get back home send Stevens back to him because I haven't heard him in months. Heard his stories, rather.
he still parks me. Yeah, well, not park to park. He still hunts me. He's not as active. I did talk to him the other day. He is alive.
You know, I mean, I hear him on CW, but I've never heard. I haven't heard his voice in months.
That's what he has a phone for. He says.
That's true. That's very true.
Hey, thank you very much, Mr. Golf Quebec, and shout out to Mr. Golf Quebec who's sending out the challenge coins to the people who recently earned those coins. I think we're sending out 3 this week.
7,000 content. Gee.
Yeah, he's actually well past 7,000 already.
That's crazy.
He probably like, hey, I hit 7,000 and hasn't looked at it in a few days.
All
But
right.
when you're making 20 and some contacts a day with me, it adds up. You know, the first time Terry ever figured out that, you know, I'm the key to POTA awards. You know, if you want POTA awards, you just put me in your ham alerts. You don't have to hunt anybody else. You can just hunt me, and I'll get you what awards you need. But it was funny because I think it was right after Terry hit 900. A couple weeks later, he's like, "Dude, something's wrong with the POTA stats. I'm almost to 1,000. There's no way I just hit 900." But I was like, Terry, you know, I just did like a 42 Park Rove, and you hit me on multiple bands on that, and now you're doing CW with me. I mean, it's quite easy to stack them up really quick.
Yeah, sure is. Yeah, definitely. Good job, Terry Bob. What do you say? What's your catchphrase when you say that, you know, somebody just made a certain number of contacts for you? You keep hunting and we keep stacking them up.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that. It really is, because I was just I had to say it today. I had to say it. You keep hunting and we'll keep stacking them up. I'm thinking it's about time for there to be an 8-rag shirt. I think that's going to have to be a shirt because it, I mean, it's the truth. It's funny because a lot of people are like, hey man, I've got this many contacts with you. Do you think I can get this many by this time?
Absolutely.
Why are you asking me? Ask yourself. Ask yourself if you can, because you got to hunt me.
It was last year. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, and I don't remember when.
I think it was the year before for Huntsville.
Yeah, and I needed 97 or 95 contacts or something like that to get to, I don't remember what level it was now, before Huntsville. And we did it in like what 6 days, 7 days, or
Yeah,
something like
you,
that.
and you had asked me if we could do it in like 3 weeks or something.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, can you? But that was the thing. He never missed me on a single band when
Or
he was
mode.
trying to do that, and like
Yeah.
we just scorched it. And
Fun
and
times for
right
sure.
now, I'm on a roll. I'm on my 2023 roll again. Uh, I didn't realize how much I've done this year until Sherry was looking at her stats, and I happened to look, and I was like, it is February the 18th, and I've already got 200 and some activations. I'm like, what in the world?
Yep. The warmness of Florida.
Well,
Brian said the mountain bike should be the first shirt.
you know, the mountain bike shirt, it's there. It's just not dropped for the public. I actually have the mountain bike shirt, and I've sent out a couple for people who's done very special things for me. Um, I was trying to wait for the mountain bike rove, um, but if we're really wanting to let it out, when I get back, I can just go do a couple of mountain bike activations, and we'll drop the shirt if you guys are wanting to see it. Because when I get back, I'm also going to be getting those rocks glasses made that everybody's wanting.
Oh, yes. Can't wait for those. Chris has a question for you. Any additional input about Zoleo? Pros and cons? Have you used it well?
Okay. It the pros is it works. I mean, I've only had it not work one time, and I think that was an issue with me because for some reason I wasn't. I was just trying to send a number direct and not go through my contacts, and I think that might have been the issue because that's the only time it's ever failed. The cons is sometimes it doesn't work as fast as I want it to. It could take. Most of the time it goes right out. But it has taken up to like 7, 8, 9 minutes to get the text out before. So if you're the person that's going to sit in the park all day anyway, that doesn't matter. But if you're the person that's wanting to be gone in 3 minutes and you're waiting 7 minutes for the text to get out, but most of the time it goes right out. I've not had very much issue with it whatsoever.
I guess on the device itself, there's a way to tell if it was sent or not.
Yeah, you can see in the messages it shows you different symbols, whether what it's doing and stuff, and when it's sent, you get a little check mark.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
But most of the time, it's pretty much under a minute it sends.
It's
The
not bad
problem
for
is
satellite.
I don't. My problem is I don't get to use it enough. But I do use it quite a bit. I do have one of the bigger plans, just because I don't like to be somewhere where I can't spot
It'll
because
be
and it's not because I can't activate, because I mean we all know that I can go to 15 meters in the middle of the day and say, is this frequency in use? And there's a hunter sitting there waiting on me.
yeah.
But there's
Well,
certain people that I got to count on getting me when I'm doing the PZN challenge. So I like to be able to spot daily.
and there's only a couple of parks down there without cell service, really, right?
Yeah. Well, I
It'll be
mean,
really it'll be really useful when you do your 200 park rove in Utah later this year.
yeah, evidently Dan is sponsoring a 200 park in Utah this year that I didn't know about.
There
So
better
we're
be
going to add that to the schedule.
there better be a whole bunch of super chats coming for me.
So we got this too. We got Tyler that says he's tested the satellite on his iPhone. iPhone does have that too, and he says it works well.
Yeah.
I'm not an iPhone guy though, so we'll leave that. We'll leave that where it is. But if you do have an iPhone, they keep saying that T-Mobile is going to have that, and every time I check with T-Mobile, because I use T-Mobile, they haven't got it yet.
T-Mobile has good coverage though.
Because I'd love to have it just on my phone, and then I could just cancel that service.
Yeah. Brian, Whiskey 1, Whiskey Charlie, says he uses his satellite messaging quite a bit. Yeah, because Monsanto, the cell coverage is non-existent, except if you're on T-Mobile.
Yeah, these people, they say that stuff. And the cell phone signal is just great up Monsanto. But they always have me hook up the Starlink so they can have something too.
But we got a stream too, Yeah.
Well, see, I've got Starlink, Brian. And that's all fine and dandy. But setting up a Starlink when you're doing a rove is on the inconvenience. Now, if you're doing a setting activation where you're going to be there for a while, yes. Or like when I went out west, it was great to have the Starlink because people needed to know when I was on, But for the quickness.
Yep, northern Minnesota woods, Starlink will be good for up there. As long as you have, it's not like a very dense foliage cover.
Now I will say that about the Zoleo. It does take less of an opening to get that text out. And the ones that are taking 7 and 8 minutes are in heavy cover.
Yeah.
So, but it does take a whole lot less.
Kilo Bravo 3, Charlie Mike Tango. Good to see you, buddy.
Roger.
5-9er.
Oh, and
I did get your message, Curtis. I'm sorry. I just remembered I got your message yesterday. I'll reply to you after the stream.
I was actually looking at some footage just before the stream that Curtis turned me on to while I was at Hamcation. So that video is going to be dropping maybe tomorrow. Look there, Kilo 4 Lima, India. Thank you very much, Josh, for the 20 slices.
What are the rest of us going to eat? I mean, that's enough to feed him. James can eat 20 slices of pizza, especially if it's stone-fired pizza.
Oh, you got that right.
Hamfest. That's right. That is some good pizza, though. I already miss it.
No, I don't need a phone that has satellite. That Zoleo works just fine. I just wish I hadn't had one. I'm just trying to do away with the service. Kind of like those, you ever seen those apps that tell you all the services that you're subscribed to and blah, 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 blah. And I would hate for them to run that on me because I'm probably paying for like 10 million things that I've never canceled.
What do you mean I'm a channel member to that guy? Oh, man. Let's see. Coming up, the next meetup, big thing going on in our world anyways. What, Murphy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the next meetup. It's the next scheduled meetup.
Right.
It's the next scheduled meetup, and I really look forward to that because there's a lot of people planning to go to Murphy. So we're going to need to start putting together some really, really solid plans. I need to get up with extremely spicy taco there and see if he's got the robe laid out. Because we got to meet up, and then, days prior to that, I don't know, we ain't talked about it yet, but me and him, and hopefully Steven and Josh will be going, and we'll be doing a 20 park, new to me park rove.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, and Chris just reminded me, April 5th, that would be before Murphy, is the Georgia State Parks on the Air event. We going to try our best to get all of the state parks in Georgia on the air that weekend.
I'd love to do something like that on West Virginia, but even though it's grown tremendously, there's no way that we would have the activators to do it.
Yeah. We got a really good activator base here in Georgia to make that happen.
You really do. You guys really do. But this is the year that is going to be the first ever West Virginia meetup, because it's really grown, and we decided we're just going to set a date, and who shows up. It might be me and Terry, but we'll have an event.
Well, just as long. Hey, Whiskey One, Whiskey Charlie with some pizzas.
Everybody buying some pizza, and that way Dan can eat too.
You know, mine works too, by the way. But anyway, if you expand it to, say, Western West Virginia and maybe Southern West Virginia, you might get some more people in there.
Well, Brent is definitely welcome to come to our meetup, because he knows good and well he's in Western West Virginia.
That's right.
But if them Southern guys want to drive, they're welcome. They're definitely welcome.
Taking off the half of the week for Murphy. That's awesome.
Man, I wish I could take off for it, Josh. My boss is a butthole.
I guess I'm crashing at Josh's house. Sounds good to me.
I know where I'm crashing, and it's going to be the same little bed and breakfast that I stayed at last time. Matter of fact, I need to book that.
Shoot me the info.
Okay. It's a cool little place. I mean, it's nothing special, but the people are so super nice there.
I was looking at, I think they got the Holiday Inn or Days Inn or something like that. Airbnb with a hot tub Chris got. Wow.
Listen, Chris, if I get a hot tub, then people's going to be mad because they're all coming up there to hang out with me. Looky there.
Whiskey One, Whiskey Charlie. He's just spreading the love around today, isn't he?
I didn't even realize that Dan had his set up to come up in the corner like that until just now.
It kind of scared me for a minute there.
I was like, wait, why is it coming up on Dan's screen and why is it yellow?
How many? Brent says, how many parks in Georgia? Good question.
How many total parks?
No. Well, I can give you that. How many parks are going to activate? If you go to georgiaparks.org.
It's already on the screen. 225. I guess that's 225 is the state parks.
Right.
Or is that the total number?
Right. And there's
52 for the event. Okay.
Yep. 52 state parks. That's correct. Yep.
It's kind of weird because sometimes you get used to a state park, as in a state park in your state, what they're like in your state. And you go to another place and it's a state park. It's going to be this and this. And it's not. So it's kind of weird when you travel around doing POTA. You're like, oh, we'll do this. It's a state park. It's guaranteed to be nice. Not necessarily.
I've been to some state parks up and down the East Coast that I will purposely skip again if I take the same route. It's crazy. Eddie, what's going on, buddy? Kilo Oscar 4 November. Love.
Been out there slaying it this year. Right
Yes.
back where he left out in 2023.
Yeah. He better keep that lead he has at the pitcher plant ball because I'm going to sneak up on him here. You know, I think I got just a little over 1,000. And what are you at now, Eddie? Like 18,000? I mean, I'm right on your heels. I'm right on your heels, buddy.
So you think I should come stay with you for like a week, Dan, and just like wipe him out?
There you go. That'd be fun. Yeah. We were going to go over that in your neck of the woods and surprise you last weekend, Eddie, but the weather had different plans. You have 19,500 and change. Hold my beer. Ain't no way we're catching.
Don't ever say never, Dan.
That's tough.
That's the problem with people. They don't want to commit to beating somebody. You always got to commit to beating everybody.
You know, he took the year off of the Belly Sprite last year. He still activated that park every now and again, but not every day. So I think it would take more than a year off for somebody to catch him. Just go every day and make like a kilo a day. There you go.
Look there, Robbie said he'll commit. Robbie will commit to taking you down. Uh-oh, Eddie. It's on. Eddie's like, are you trying to take my park, y'all? Come on.
And Robbie said he'll do it on CW only. Take that. Yeah. Get a kilo a day every day.
Throwing down the gauntlet here. Throwing down the gauntlet. Oops. I'll tell you what, if you go there every day and get 1K a day, at the end of the year, I will get you a big bowl of extra thick gravy like you like.
That's right. With marshmallows.
And you know exactly what gravy I'm talking about.
You know, if anybody went anywhere and got a kilo every day, they'd be a legend. And you'd be the spokesperson for the Ricola guy because your throat would be raw.
Well, I mean, it can happen if you're doing FT8 and your computer's running it for you, and then you multiply your log times 12 and turn them in.
You'd have to multiply. Yeah, you'd have to multiply your log. But if you do like a true.
Robbie said he picked the gauntlet back up.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of is some Viking gravy there, Eddie. You're right around the right lines.
You know, it's interesting. If you do FTA, do not have a single retransmit. Go through all 4 cycles. That's 15, 15, 15. That's 1 minute per contact. There's 86,400 seconds in a day. We all know that. And that comes to 1,440 minutes in a day. So if you did FT8, 24 hours straight, did not have a single retransmit or a single time slot where you did not have any callers, you had a constant pile up. Everybody answered every single time, the first time, every time. You could do
it. And even though we all know that is absolutely impossible, there is somebody out there that has logs that has more contacts than that in a single day.
That's right.
And then you're going to say, well, they're using multiple radios then. Okay, I would buy that. You know, Brian uses multiple radios. But guess what happens? Your spot moves around. Theirs don't.
I thought about that. So my toy ostrich has a very valid point. Do FT4 and do twice as many because the time slot's 7.5 seconds. The problem is people with call density, the call density problem. There's just not that many people on FT4 to give you a constant pilot.
And I often wonder why.
I love FT4.
FD4 is so much better.
Yeah.
But you know what's better than both of them? PSK 31.
Making it great again.
I mean, yes, it's a slow mode too. And Hellscraper's a slow mode too. But you know what? We can actually have a conversation and not just make sounds at each other. I mean, what would you do if you went out to do a sideband activation, Dan, and everybody that called you just went, ooh, ee, ooh?
I would probably think I was in one of your pileups.
True.
Yeah. You weren't expecting that answer, were you?
I mean, I've heard my pileup sound like that. So sometimes they amaze me, but it's a great problem to have, I guess. Not so much when it is CW and like 18 of them in the pileup is DX. Yeah. Because I'm going to tell you, when I hit 20 meters today, the sounds my radio was making was just, I was sitting there thinking, this is just crazy.
That would be great. Oh my God, that would be so funny.
I don't know if I know how to yodel, but I would be down to do it. I mean, I'd be down to do it while sitting on a llama if I had one, but
sitting on a llama.
Ricola. I mean,
one op
or what about opera? What about singing at the opera?
Well,
that would be almost yodeling,
right? But the whole music thing, right?
I mean, now, come on, Fausto sings call signs.
That's true. That's true. He does.
You're not really singing a song when you're saying call signs.
Yeah. I wonder what an auctioneer sounds like when calling CQ POTA. There you go. Hey, 40 meters going once, going 40, 40 going twice, 40, 40, 40 going twice. So QRT.
That Dennis, you took it right out of my mouth. I was just getting ready to say, I'm going to do a gangster rap activation.
There you
go. Dennis, are you on the island? I'm curious.
Might be. I hit VFR when they were hopping down that way. I got a couple of new keys in the log.
He'll be on the island Friday. Okay.
Got a couple of new keys in the log today when VFR was heading down that way. Yeah, if you're going to do music, you have to activate on 7200. Valid point.
I don't have to play the music. I just have to have the gangster rap tone.
That's true.
Which I could never do. I wish I could do that really good screaming death metal voice.
the rasp.
What's keep on the floor? Alpha November 5 and 9.
Oh, that's going to be a short. Appreciate it. Oh my God.
I would have to do Discord only if I did that, because my voice would be toast after my 12 contacts.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Auctioneering would be more impressive. Yeah, that you just auction off the contact.
Ooh, yeah. That would be great. Got a whiskey, got a kilo, got a November. Whiskey, kilo, November. Whiskey, kilo, November here. 5555 595959. Whiskey, kilo 1. Whiskey, kilo 1.
Then you'll get some. Do you ever watch Storage Wars?
Yeah.
Then you'll get me keying up going, yep. my
listen,
God.
you never know what you're going to hear in my pile-ups. That's
That's very
the
true.
absolute truth. I hear some outrageous stuff in my pile-up sometimes. Sometimes I even get stunned.
Yeah. What is Terry saying now that he's an individual?
Yeah, yeah. After I told that story, Terry now says, "You're 5'9". I'm in West Virginia and I'm an individual," which is yet to be proven.
Yeah, he's going to fit right in with those contests. You have to be like you have to identify as a individual station or whatnot. Do we have a part to part? We got a 2 for part to part.
I really wish I could do their speaking. I can talk that fast. I can run my pile up that fast. It's just I couldn't come up with the lingo that they do.
Let's do it in Minganese. We can do that.
Do what?
Do it in Minganese. We can do that.
Nobody would get a contact but you.
Hey. No, I'm sure Terry would.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe that's going to be my new hobby. Maybe I'm going to start checking in the nets and speed talking. Give away, call your pops little bear.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Speaking of bubblegum, I did drop a really cool short last night about 11:30 at night. If you didn't catch it, some of the things you may hear in an activation from me. No, this is not Sunday. The chat steered this. They steered this conversation, Kent.
We are very easily influenced here.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have to blame the chat.
But yes, let me bring this up here. I mean, get it brought up here.
Oh yeah, you had something to show.
No, I showed it earlier. Right? There was
Okay.
The Nutty Buddy thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Liz, check this out.
Get this brought up since Kent wants us to be serious, and we're going to be serious because I'm going to show you what's going to be coming up shortly for me.
In Florida?
In Florida.
Ooh. Well, hopefully the weather will cooperate.
Because since Mr. Doctor wouldn't let me go play on an island, I'm going to get as close to the water as I can anyway. And let's see here. We're going to do...
When's the last time you did what a doctor told you to? You know, there's parks to activate, man.
Yeah, but there's a difference in, okay, I'm risking killing myself, but I'm 10 minutes from the doctor, and I'm risking killing myself, and they're going to have to life flight me.
And that's a valid point. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that sleeping on the ground for 5 days wouldn't be the greatest thing for my ribs.
Probably not. Yeah.
All right. So Friday.
Ooh. Jackson.
Friday. Let me see if we can make this a little bit bigger here.
A nice little rove right there.
Friday.
Not far
I'm looking to hit these right here. And probably these right here. All of them which are new to me. So, and if something happens and I don't get them, because I'm going to be filming some too, I may, if I have time, head up and get these two too. But I will also be there on Saturday. So I got to come back at some point during Saturday. But Oh, look at Eddie. He's sorry. He's at 19,630 QSOs.
Yeah. A couple more activations, you're gonna be above the 20K mark.
Huh. How many activations is that, Eddie?
2. He don't play. That's just 2 activations, man. Jacksonville, yeah, there's some good parks around there, and they're not very far apart, which is nice.
And I haven't hit none of them. That's the point. Absolutely zero of them. I'm waiting on Eddie's answer because I want to see something.
Oh, how many activations he has at the bog?
Yeah,
414, he thinks.
Okay, so we're gonna run the numbers. We're gonna math on TV. It was 19,630.
Yes.
And 411.
414.
All right, so you average 47.415 per activation.
Not bad.
That's not bad at all.
You can get those numbers up, Eddie. Those are rookie numbers, man. Noodles of the Mommy is in the house.
So in comparison, just because I'm competitive, Eddie, in comparison, at Chief Logan, I average 81.68.
Well, that's because everybody needs that part.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, Kyle, how you doing, man? We were just talking about you earlier.
Looky there. Brian's average at Wheeler is 113.
Jeez. I mean, that's what happens when you run 12 radios. You know?
Yeah, and stay there like 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
There was times that I was getting ready to start calling him. Let's see, he's a one call, so I'd call him K1 Truck.
Oh, man. AN3A. Welcome. Biking, hiking, and radio.
Hey, that sounds like a lot of fun right there.
Who's
yes,
that?
I'm sorry I did not get to go as well.
Wait, all right, so who is this guy right here? Now, I've heard of, legends that every now and again grace us with their presence on our stream. But
So I'll tell you. So I'm gonna give you a better introduction than that, Dan.
yeah,
A lot of people call people that's really good at something a goat, greatest of all times. But I'm not going to call Bill the goat of POTA. He's more of the jackass of POTA. But he's still an animal, so it counts, right? Did you get soaked? Listen, Bill, I was smart enough to get in right as I got my antenna down, and I sort of had to sprint into the car. But yeah, it came pretty good through here.
We were messing around with him the other night during one of his activations, and told him buddies in the chat. I said, I'm gonna hit Bill Brown at 37 words a minute, and I bet he won't miss a beat. Didn't miss a beat. He called me right back.
so funny story, Bill. You're going to actually enjoy this. So yesterday, I went out to the James Van Fleet and the State Forest, and I sat up there at the little picnic table, and there were some guys there, and I was packing my gear over from the car, and when I was coming back for the second trip, one of the older guys was talking to the other guy, and he said, "Yeah, he's doing ham radio." Now I don't even have my radio out yet. He said, "Yeah, he's doing ham radio." So I'm intrigued right off the bat, and I get over there and start getting my stuff, and he said, "So you're doing ham radio, right?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah, there's another guy that does this trail down there on the other end by the highway." I said, "He drives a silver car, don't he?" He said, "Yeah, that's him." I said, "Yeah, that's Bill Brown." He said, "Yeah, that's his name. That's his name." So then his wife come over from the bathroom and she said, "Hey, you remember that guy that sits down there on the other end does this? He knows him."
They're in cahoots.
So it was pretty interesting. And then I also had another ham ride by that day, and he was with a group, and he turned around and came back and talked to me. He doesn't do POTA or anything, but he was a ham, and it was cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, I found that really funny because as soon as he told me he sits down there on the other end, I said, "That's Bill. I know that's Bill." I said, he was probably doing Morse code, wasn't he? Yeah, he was. He was. I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'll be doing that too today, but I'm going to talk first."
It floored me the other day. Bill, I think I mentioned this last Sunday, I think, but he was activating sideband. Floored me by himself, not even on a rove. And I was like, wait a minute, did you lose your microphone? Or did you forget your key? No, did you find your microphone or did you forget your key? It's always good to get them, sideband or CW.
I will have to check that out, man. I'll make sure and check it out.
Yeah, Bill's getting a reputation. Don't know what kind of reputation yet, but he's getting one.
I don't know. His reputation's probably better than mine because he don't have somebody coming in the chat calling themselves "mommy noodles." Oh.
CW is the OG digital mode, my friend.
He says, but never digital. Bill, you can at least talk PSK 31 to me. You could send dits and daws if you wanted.
Yeah. KX2 would translate it.
I'm surprised that Bill doesn't do PSK 31 with his KX because it will. You send CW and it actually sends out a digital signal. That, which is really cool to me. But the problem is, and Bill could do it because you have to send absolute perfect CW. If you have your spacing just a little bit wrong, it doesn't send it out right. And Bill could do that really good, I bet you.
Oh, he says it doesn't have his KX2 anymore. Wow.
Oh, well, that sucks. Yeah, Robbie cross modes me all the time. There's about 7 or 8 of them that cross mode me all the time now, Bill. I'll be on sideband, and they have found it is a lot easier to break my pile up if they come through with CW. So they will cross mode me all the time.
Especially Florida, 20 meters from here. A lot easier.
Yeah, Robbie does do it for a remote issue, but you got like PP Man. He does it to me all the time. Steven don't even own a microphone anymore. He sent me his microphone to his radio just so he wouldn't have one.
I like it when Dan tries to smoke me on CW. I try. I think the fastest I've hit you, Bill, was like 45 or so, and it's like you didn't even blink an eye. You just came right back. I know that, a fool.
Yeah, James has a few tricks in his sleeve. He does cross mode too.
Oh yeah, man! Fun times. I like cross mode in one. It cuts through a voice pile up, especially if it's a weak kind of signal. Like for me to hit James on 20 meters from where I am, I pretty much have to cross mode them or use some other station other than mine. But, yeah.
It's funny though because I get a lot of compliments when you guys cross mode me from sideband people. They're like, "Man, I can't believe you understood what he says." I guess they don't realize I do CW, but
They probably think you just wrote down the dits and the das and you'll figure it out later.
well, now I mean I'll be honest. There are times when I'm having problems with understanding a call sign. We'll use your call sign for example. So I'll hear Whiskey Delta 4, and for some reason you're sending your Delta really weird. I'm hearing what you're sending, but you're sending it weird. And so I'll send your call sign to you, and I was like, oh, that's Whiskey Delta 4 Delta. Because if I send it, like, I'll listen to what it sounds like when you send it, and if I send that back, then I'll decode it that way. I'll do that sometimes.
Brent says there's 5 minutes to go. Hit that thumbs up button.
I can't do it, Bill. I'm deaf in one ear. I told you.
That's right. He's deaf in one ear and can't hear out the other one.
I will say this is the one thing you'll hear me say about Bill Brown. He was right once in his life, and it was telling me that I would fall in love with CW because he's absolutely 100% correct. And I have many paddles to prove it now. I'm obsessed with getting paddles all the time now. So,
Paddles are always good, man. Always good.
hey, looky there, our cold friend.
Yeah. I don't know how to take that, Bill, but since this is not shenanigans, I want to say thank you for commenting on my great fizz. I try, man. I try. I tried to use a straight key. They had a straight key set up. Well, you know this. You were there. They had a straight key set up at the POTA tent, and I hunted a couple stations with it, and that's a different world right there. That's a different world of CW for sure.
So Kyle says good cheap paddles are awesome. I wouldn't know, Kyle. I have this weird fetish with I like to waste money on QRP radios and paddles, so I don't. You know, I do have a cheap paddle that is awesome, but I wouldn't say I use it very much.
Yeah.
Technique does matter with a straight key. I am horrible with a straight key. Absolutely horrible.
And I don't have the technique. I don't.
Yeah, like I can do it, but I am horrible at it.
I made the contact with a guy, with a couple of activators, from the POTA tent with the straight key. I made the contact, but the guy on the other end was probably thinking I was a moron.
And and the thing is when I was first taking Long Island, they tried to say start on the straight key because you'll learn faster, blah 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 blah. And they know more than me. They're probably right, but I knew I was going to be sending on a paddle, so I just wanted to learn on a paddle.
Yeah. Robbie just hit the nail on the head for Chris's question. Better to learn CW on a straight key or paddles? Depends on what you want to do, man. If you're more comfortable with a straight key, learn on a straight key. If you're more comfortable with paddles, learn on a paddle.
They say you'll feel the code better if you learn on a straight key.
Yeah.
But
I learned on paddles because I knew that's what I was going to be using 99.9% of the time.
Yeah.
Brian said, learn on a bug. There you go. Da-da-da-da.
I need to get me a bug one day just to mess with. I really do. Anyway, yeah, we are past the top of the hour.
Wow, we are.
It's actually been a fun stream. Very fun stream, actually. Dan, what do you got coming up?
Oh, not a whole lot. And hopefully everybody will join us this coming Sunday at 6 o'clock for our shenanigans stream. And hopefully everybody has a great rest of the week coming up.
Awesome. All right, for me, immediately following the stream, I'm going to go over to After Chat. After Chat is a Patreon benefit, but don't fret. If you are not a Patreon, you can go over to Patreon and sign up for a 7-day free trial. But the important thing, the big catch, make sure and message me or Dan so we can get you into the rooms in Discord. Matter of fact, my toy ostrich, you better come in After Chat tonight because it'll be your first one. But make sure and message us if you sign up for a free trial. If you sign up for a regular trial, I'm going to get a message anyway. But other than that, tomorrow be a normal POTA day for me. But Friday it'll be me and Yankee Victor Delta. We're gonna tear up some Jacksonville parks, and part of Saturday as well. We'll be tearing them up, and I've got to figure out what one I can hit on the way back home that night for the early late shift, because we will do the early late shift that night for sure. But other than that, I have dropped videos every day this week so far, just like I said. So keep watching them, guys, and thanks a lot, guys. 73.
See ya.